Hello, 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 hello,
Hello.
hello, hello. Can anybody hear me? Wonder if my oh, cool. Hey, let's go. So this is just a live stream test. Just wanted to just test how YouTube does it. Okay, let's try. I'm going to model another building with the random flow add-on, and also use some of the new features like the partition mesh, random, which is derivative of the mark chart only from random panels, but um, the dedicated part of it, which separates the mesh into sections, is now in partition mesh and is separated from the mark chart only. Buffering is probably because of my internet connection. Random panels. So in the next update, I'm going to include a preset folder, and there will be a text that will have an instruction on how to on where to copy paste it for Windows, Mac, and Linux. Okay, so buildings one. This is the preset. The presets will be just simple ones at first, like this buildings one in random panels, and then once everybody has climatized to how the presets work and where to copy it, then I'll include more presets in the future updates. Margin. Let's try random. Max. So right now I'm using a single monitor, but to make okay, thanks. So uh what I'm actually trying to make my own. So right now my workstation is in my bedroom. I'm trying to build another room or construct another room that will be my dedicated workstation where I can buy another monitor for the chat. So right now I'm using a single monitor. I'm alt tabbing to go to my web browser uh, to read the comments. Okay, so I think this is good. And let me demonstrate the the new functionality. So partition mesh, and this will dissect or separate the mesh into sections using the same solvers that are being used in the random panel. So walk radial square, and also panel size, panel seed. So let's try this. So right now it works on all of the faces, but it will be in the update, probably I'll make it work for face selection. So mesh, partition mesh, radial. So those marked sharp edges are actually have actually been split. So we can increase the size of the islands. Okay, let's try this. So the reason being that for high resolution meshes, using some of the or most of the operators in random flow for higher resolution meshes will cause a drag or a slowdown of the process. So partitioning the mesh, splitting it into sections is a way to go. What I've said before is you can select like portions of the mesh at a time, then use the um, operate random operators. But um, I found I made this operator to automate the process, so you don't have to consciously select the or manually select the sections of the mesh. You can just, since this the border edges where the mark sharp edges are separated, you can go to face mode and then press L on these islands and it will select them. So you can also do this with marks with edges that where their seams are marked, but I opted with just splitting the boundary edges altogether. As you can see here, you select loop in origin, select loop in origin, select boundary loop, and then mark seam. Go to face selection mode, press L. So this is, you can select um, bordered islands using seams, face islands using seams, but they're not separated. So that's another way to go, but I opted with this for consistency because random panels also uses the same um oh, okay. Welcome to the stream, Raven North. It is okay. So let's try this. Uh, Probably not this part here, but you can manually just select these sections. So let's try. So this is Unimesh, which destructive operation using random panels and the merge panel. And for the second layer of detail, we I'm going to use. Okay, let's try this section here. So face selection mode, you can also use vertices or edges for the L hotkey, but you have to hover over edges in edge selection mode for this to work. And with vert, you have to hover over a vert and press L for it to work. So the easiest way to do it is just faces, because you don't have to actually hover over a single edge just for the to execute the operation. So just pressing 3 to go to face selection mode, then press L like that. Okay, random loop extrude 1, 2, probably just 2 loops. And increase the subdivision. And in the update also, the inset thickness will now default to 0.005 for all loops. And the loop inset depth will now be defaulted for 2.02. Then increases in value by 0.005 for the next loops. So 0.025, 0.03, 0.035, then 0.040. Okay, let's just 0.01, then 0.015, then 0.002, 0.02. Panel size to 5. Okay, just 10. And then after you've done with that section, just press Alt A to deselect it. Then press L to select another section. This is too large. So with the random flow, everything is just about um, layering the randomized layering the randomized result. I forgot to use. Let's use to get that effect. But if you're going to use it or try to use it for something like a game, there are workflows. You have to, of course, use unimesh results or probably just bake the separate elements into a single mesh. Let's play around with the person size. Uh, Not panel size, I mean. You can actually stay in edit mode and select the face and then use your hotkey to get rid of the overlay. So toggle overlays. My hotkey for this is Shift Alt Z. You stay in edit mode, but it looks like you're in object mode and gets rid of the overlay like the edges and the verts. So you can see the effect of the randomization or the result of the randomization. Then get back the overlay, press Alt L, then select another section, and then use whatever operator you're using currently. So the subdivision or the cuts always reverts to zero because of the settings here. So face select limit. If the face selection is over 50 or 50, then the subdivision property in all of the random operators were set to zero to avoid crashes. So we can increase or decrease that. So I'm going to increase it to 100, so or 200. So I can keep the subdivision every time I use the operator and not reset it. So I'm just using three subdivision, so it's not really such a big deal. If you oh the selection is 254 faces. Okay. Settings, face limit 500. Probably just use radial here. This is 278 faces. Random loop extrude. If, the cuts reset. I don't know why it's reset.